This news program is proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.
Best Gear Trading donates 30,000 kina to Cheshire Disability Services. Kandep Secondary School graduates 280 students. And NCD's Fox unit reformed to Sector Patrol Unit. A very good evening. This is National Emtv News. I'm Malcolm Wyra. Thank you for joining us. Best Gear Trading Limited has gifted the Cheshire Disability Services 30,000 kina in cash and kind to assist the care centre throughout the festive season and into the first quarter of 2024.
The donations were made in two forms. Initial donation saw a 25,000 kina worth of goods that include family rice, oil, soy sauce, noodles, and sausage cartons from BGT's partner, Papua New Guinea Freezers. These goods were offloaded by the BGT staff at the Cheshire head office in Port Moresby. Secretary of BGT, Kay So, stressed on the company's passion towards Cheshire and other similar organizations.
Last year, I know with other company, we always looking for people. When we have company have some profit, we want to share to people. We want to invest in people because we love people. Even our product, the rice noodle and other brand with family rice, family noodle. So we share to people with the low price, the fair price, because we love people.
Tom Sawon received the donations on behalf of the general manager and pinned a spotlight on the importance of their partnership.
They share with us the brand products, family rice and family noodles, and also protein, sausages, chicken, and other necessities that support Cheshire's programs.
BGT is looking to forge a permanent philanthropy partnership with Cheshire commencing next year to do a yearly donation of 50,000 kina, where 12,500 will be donated on a quarterly basis. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
Despite what seemed like a challenging year, Kandep Secondary School in the Enga province graduated 280 students in grades 10 and 12 collectively, the grade 12 batch being the first for the renowned secondary school in the Highlands province.
These were the sentiments shared by the Member of Parliament for Kandep Open, Don Pollier, in reflection to a major challenge highlighted during Kandep Secondary's recent graduation. The principal for Kandep Secondary School, Tommy Sariaman, says the warfare in the province has greatly affected students' attendance to classes after enrollment at the beginning of the year.
Student enrollment. All right, this year you may enroll in close to more than 500 students. But plenty have been come up the community now. All smart in been losing school.
He says that of the 289 grade 10s registered, only 220 students were able to sit for the exams, and of the 79 grade 12s, 60 were examined. Building on this, the member for Kandep, Don Pollier, makes a strong note to the people of Kandep, congratulating the graduates for their perseverance.
Kandep is not an easy place to go to school. I know, being a Kandepian myself, it is very tough. It is very difficult. We have continuous trouble warfares. We have continuous problems amongst ourselves. It is very hard for young kids to go to school and to do this, do that.
The school notes that the grade 10s had done well, with 80% of the students being accepted into grade 11, as opposed to previously, where only half the population moved forward. The Kandep MP went on to assure that he had set aside 500,000 kina to support students who missed out on placings in the tertiary institutions. Mr. Pollier says the school will also expect to see new facilities next year: a science laboratory, teachers' houses and internet access. Natasha Voy, National, MTV News.
In an effort to enhance learning and creating a better learning environment, Principal for Kandep Secondary, Tommy Sariaman, says an e-library will be built for the school next year.
Just yesterday, me been asking all telecom PNG. So next year, I'll by installing one visa here, so students can be able to use e-library. All library below me, no got planting book stuff. So this system can help people learning more.
What used to be Police Fox Unit in the National Capital District has been reformed to the Sector Patrol Unit. This was announced by the Assistant Commissioner of Police NCD and Central Command, Anthony Wagambi Jr., at the end of the year parade of Sector Patrol Unit at Badili Police Station in Port Moresby recently.
Deputy Police Commissioner, when delivering his speech at the parade, told the Sector Patrol Unit that their job is important and will reflect on the country, as NCDC is the capital of Papua New Guinea.
We at the Police Headquarters acknowledge the efforts put in by the Divisional Commandant and Metro, reviving the task force, because from our days, Fox Unit used to be, the label alone doesn't sell. So it's now rebranding. You have the new label, the new look, and the new approach to policing, more or less community policing oriented. And like I said, in the recent past, even in the media, for the wrong reasons, and you are the face to change that perception and give us the new look.
Wagambi Jr. said with the ever-increasing population coming into the city in search of opportunities, social disorders and crimes are bound to happen. He extended gratitude to the government and executives for recommending recruitment of policemen and women as they face challenges of manpower, which is at a decline. He highlighted that it will take time to build the number of policemen and women expected by the government. Wagambi Jr. encouraged the Sector Patrol Unit to carry out their duties with integrity and to work in harmony with communities during this festive period and going into 2024. Malinta Yopolo, National MTV News.
Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations, Dr. Philip Midna, revealed that police will be having a special police assistance program in place for the future. The program will cater for infrastructure development in the police sector. Dr. Midna made this announcement at the end of year parade of the Sector Patrol Unit at Badili Police Station recently.
Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations, Philip Midna, thanked the Maraperoso government for recognizing police force and gave their leave entitlements. He explained that the previous government never adequately funded the leave entitlements or provided the political will that was required by them.
Basically, what's captured, what will be covered with the special police housing funding is the infrastructure development. We're mindful of the housing conditions, the building conditions. We're taking steps to address. For the first time, we've released standardized police structures from the police post to the provincial police headquarters, endorsed by the project steering committee and the executive management. So going forward, we'll be all buildings in the entire control will subscribe to our standard designs.
Midna revealed that as police progress into new year, they will look into preventing work-related mental health conditions.
We've recognized the importance of mental health in the organization, and I could imagine a police officer dealing with on average 6 to 8 suspects in a day. By 4 or 6, if we undertake your mental appreciation, mental gradation degrades over a period of time. You can't deal with so many suspects in one day, and we're mindful of that. We are proposing, as we start, this is a new subject that we've never incorporated, but as we progress in the year, we're taking steps to prevent work-related mental health conditions positions, and we will look at NCD take NCD as an example, promote mental health at work, support health workers, support our own men and women with mental problems, and create an enabling environment, basically increasing numbers so that one policeman can deal with, on average, 3 to 4 suspects a day.
Malinta Yopolo, National Emtv News.
Meanwhile, Dr. Philip Midner told the Sector Patrol Unit to do what is consistent with the law when carrying out their duties. This was his message to them as the Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations.
To do what is right, do what is consistent with law. At the end of the day, it's not us who will be defending you in a court of law. It's you alone. So basically do what is right, what is consistent with law. Refrain from the ill discipline, refrain from what cannot be defended by law.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to National Emtv News. In an interview with the local member for Jimmy Open, Wake Goy, recently he spoke on some of the major road infrastructure development in his district in the Jiwaka province. He also acknowledged the national government for increasing funding support for infrastructure development in the 2024 budget. This will contribute immensely in changing the livelihood of the people and unleashing the economic potential of his district.
Jimmy District in Jiwaka Province is located in one of the country's strategic locations and shares a border with a number of provinces. It has a huge economic potential, yet service delivery into the area remains a challenge to date given the rugged terrains. Elected member for Jimmy, Wake Goy, is focusing on various service deliveries, one of which is the road infrastructure. The member outlined some of the progress of the road infrastructure development in his electorate.
Tenbla also mibla DDA togorai loksim tenbla. Ola PC Komatsu excavators 210. Hopla mibla by finish. Na 6 more to go. 2 dump truck mibla by finish. Emosem lo roadside. Na mibla now like Silim 15 kilometers. 15 kilometers na.
Goy acknowledges the national government for allocating 20 million kina to the district for road infrastructure development in the 2024 national budget.
That's looking at about 100 million, and this Flami Platino, some road will have some improvement there. In areas of normal patrol grading, sealing. So at least we have something on the budget. So we also I want to thank Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister through Marape Rosso government that now looks available Jimmy and fund him 20 million. So last year Mibla only gave him 5 million, this year only 5 million. Law infrastructure so road ikisim sampla na olarabla infrastructure ol ikisim sampla me katol photos loya me salem WhatsApp not believe him how me blai make him sampla Spanish law when me places we all dine truck not go now only go na kind of some so roadside and me bla looking big play improvement.
Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
The Wabeg District Development Authority is committed to linking the Wabeg District with the Laigab District in Enga Province through the Sopas Yokanda Road project.
The Sopas Yokanda Road project is the vital road link that will open up the rich agriculture area in this part of the province, which has been inaccessible due to no road connectivity. Work has already gone past constructing the concrete abutment of the Yellow Bridge that will connect these two districts. Second-term Wabeg Open MP and Health Minister Dr. Lino Tom says the gravelling of this road and upgrade will commence after this bridge construction finally finishes. Minister Lino adds that the Wabeg Rural Road Network program has an aim of reaching its entire population, in effect fulfilling the slogan of leaving no one behind accordingly. The Stop Us Yokonda Road project is one of the 15 road projects initiated by the member for Wabeg after he first took office in 2017. Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
Lack of basic and vital government services in some of the remotest communities seems to go unattended to every year since 1975. A visitation from the Yawar LLG president, accompanied by the executive officer and the acting director for Medang's Provincial Fisheries Division, have pinned a spotlight to the lack of basic services in the Temnong village in Bogia district of Medang province.
Even after almost 50 years since PNG gained its independence, there are certain remote and far-flung communities that are still deprived of basic and vital government services. Temnong village in Ward 19 of the Giri area of Yawar LLG in Bogia district in Medang province is no exception. There is no road link to the far distant community. People walked for over 10 kilometers to reach a road link to travel to Bogia, then on to the provincial capital, Medang. Last weekend, upon an invitation from a four-square church in Temnong, the president of Yawar LLG, Thomas Kuangi, along with his executive officer, Sylvester, and Medang Provincial Fisheries Division acting director, Greg Sear, bravely walked through the jungle of Gir to Temnong village. President Kuangi, at the gathering organized by the youths, pledged commitment of 5,000 kina to purchase roofing iron for a new church for the remote village. He also committed to provide a chainsaw to assist the people to cut timber. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
SP Brewery, under its flagship brand SP Lager, during the week announced 4 of the lucky winners of the Toyota Coaster bus for the Southern, Momase, Highlands and Enjai region. The national consumer promotion commenced on the 3rd of August and concluded on the 30th of November 2023. The winners are Janet Algon for Southern, Malam George for Momase, Gerald Kapia for Highlands, and Meli Tiria for the New Guinea Islands region.
With our babies, they were really praying for this thing. They wanted this thing because over the time also come also looking. So it is a very a dream come true, Bamitoka, and it's a blessing. Thank you very much for the management, the staff, and SP Brewery for providing sets, all promotions or something or something. It gives a benefit back to the all man lo place. So you can also. Because we've got financial burdens and all these things, so time you provide one plakan, something was just isim, plenty heavy.
People of Port Moresby North East District in the national capital have been granted permission to sell betel nut after they received a permit from the National Capital District Commission.
Member for Northeast John Cowper, when speaking to his people during the presentation of the permit, says he is supporting informal businesses of selling betel nut in his electorate. He wants his people to be able to support themselves financially.
After this launching, he go na mi walking, atin by me file lo board game na by me talking management. All get a informal market. You set up lo W market. Why gani all kukai kai? Boroko na isla 5 mile all walking. By me try best lo give him la permit informal sectors.
Mr. Cowper revealed his plans in the trade of betel nut in the city.
All get a stand up street, by you got ID card. Now by you stand up. You must look on the table where you carry go. No get taking ground na.
put the table, you go down, let me ground blow you.
The manager of the NCD Enforcement Unit, Ben Bala, also appealed to the betel nut sellers to sell betel nut at the authorized areas in the city.
Now, Babla highlighting all which areas where you all vendors, Babla can sit down good na salim. You know the front of the store or bus stop. Babla by marking one of Babla salim, Babla sit down this little market, na Babla salim boy. You know outside a public place. That's why looking for policemen come around him over vendors law, public place, because of this law.
The success of the 6 Mile betel nut market will not only impact the livelihoods of those involved, but also serve as a test case of supporting informal businesses in the city. Louis Maingu, National Emtv News.
The National Capital District Commission has been enforcing the ban on betel nuts since 2018, when Parliament made an amendment to the Summary Offences Act, including betel nut chewing, selling and spitting in public places, where offenders will be fined or serve a jail term.
Member for Mosby Northeast John Kaupa wants betel nut sellers to follow the rules and regulations of NCDC to keep our city clean.
Well, why all man so kai lamani mi kai. That's all come hygienic. Na beautification blow capital city blow yumi. We must regulate in a way that yumi must walk in market good low way blowing. Na ba yumi must stop.
Kaupa urged Port Moresby residents who are betel nut consumers and sellers to respect the laws set by the city authority.
And then city all by authority na all by talk. Yeah, they're eating the boy, but all baim lo place lo baim, all salim lo place lo salim, all kaikai lo place lo kaikai, all throw my rubbish lo place lo throw my rubbish. Time you know behind him, that becomes attitude problem.
Louis Maingu, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. Moving to overseas news, one of the small Pacific Island nations, Tuvalu, has had its airport runway damaged by heavy rainfall, leaving passengers and tourists stranded in the country.
Fiji Airways, which is the only international carrier servicing Tuvalu, has cancelled all flights to and from the Pacific Island. In a statement, it told customers it is monitoring the situation and is seeking information from the Tuvalu authorities on the effectiveness of the repairs currently underway. There are concerns some travellers may run out of money in Tuvalu's cash-based economy, which uses the Australian dollar and has no ATMs.
Unfortunately, there's been no information on flights coming in and out at all. We haven't received information from Fiji Airways as to when flights may begin or continue here. As of today, that's 2 flights which have been cancelled. So you're looking at 140 odd people here waiting to get out. And I guess as each day goes by and flights are cancelled, there's usually 3 per week. That just increases the number of people waiting to get out of here. On Wednesday evening, we had about 8 to 10 hours of the heaviest downpour where apparently Tuvalu's ever experienced here, and that's caused some damage to the runway. Our understanding is the runway's been fixed, but Fiji Airways aren't responding to any emails from passengers or anything at this stage. So it was really quite an unusual rain event. From all the discussions I've had with locals, they just hadn't experienced that amount of rain before, so we could probably look toward climate change for the background as to why that went down. I guess across the Pacific it does happen semi-regularly, but usually you have information ahead of time, as you know, should be out in a couple of days or so, but at this stage, as I said, we're all in limbo, I guess, and Christmas is around the corner, and then New Year, so it'd be nice to at least be able to have an understanding. And there's and that there's no It's a entirely like physical cash-based economy. I have people that I've met here who are running out of medication and not doing so well, running out of money, no money left. So, I mean, I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm kind of prepared, but others not so much.
Flooding and heavy rainfall is continuing to affect North Queensland as Cyclone Jasper passes through the region.
Major floods are occurring around the Barron River that runs through Cairns. Local councils have issued an emergency warning for the Cassowary Coast, Caravonica, Lake Placid and Camarunga. Areas around Johnston, Tully and Murray Rivers are also flooding. Rain is expected to continue for another 12 to 18 hours and residents have been urged to move to higher ground. A 10-year-old girl remains in hospital after being struck by lightning during a severe storm on Queensland's Sunshine Coast. A Gold Coast man was also struck but is in a stable condition.
Great Britain's Prime Minister has warned his government and people that the growing number of refugees could overwhelm parts of Britain and Europe.
Rishi Sunak's comments were made at a migration summit hosted by Italy's right-wing Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. The comments are some of his strongest criticisms of the system as he tries to revive his government's plan to send refugees to Rwanda.
If people know that they won't get to stay, then they won't come. And that must be our aim, that everyone knows that if they come to Italy or to Britain illegally, then they simply won't get to stay.
The world's largest shipping group, the Mediterranean Shipping Company, has joined several other major shipping companies in diverting their ships away from the Red Sea because of threats from the rebels.
It's still very early days. We first became aware of this on Friday when Maersk and then Hapag-Lloyd announced that they were going to cease their operations through the Red Sea. So, look, we do know we've had experience, unfortunately, similar to this only a couple of years ago in March 2021. You may remember that the Ever Given, a mega vessel, ran aground in the Suez Canal at the time. It was held up there for 6 days, stopping all shipping going through the port, through the waterway, and that affected ports globally because, as you can imagine, the shipping schedules are dependent on predictability of their existing pathways, and the situation then just threw international shipping into disarray. So, again, we're not quite sure how long this situation will occur. It could be a very long period of time, or hopefully we get some resolution soon. So, still very early days, but as you said, it's a significant threat, particularly if we talk about oil as well as all the containerised cargo going through the region.
The Israeli government is standing by its decision to use necessary force against Hamas, despite facing mounting pressure by the international community to stop its offensive in Gaza.
For the families of the hostages who remain in Gaza, it's an agonizing wait, made worse by a tragic mistake. The Israeli military has given new details about how 3 Israeli captives were shot dead by its own soldiers. Yotam Haim, Alon Shamris and Samuel Talaka emerged shirtless from a building carrying a makeshift white flag. One of the soldiers misidentified them as a threat and opened fire. 2 were killed instantly. A third, injured, returned to the building and was later killed.
It's clear that we don't want to kill our hostages if we find them. It's clear that this was a tragic error by our forces, and we have to do our own checking to make sure, do our maximum that it won't reoccur.
For weeks, relatives and friends of the hostages have been gathering here in Tel Aviv, in what is now known as Hostages Square. This place has become a symbol of the agonizing weight of the families. Many are angry with the government. Freeing the hostages should be the main priority, they say. But their protests haven't been able to stop the Israeli military offensive in Gaza.
The families say time is running out.
We must reach a deal for the release of all hostages now. We're in a kind of Russian roulette. Every day we don't know which of the families of the hostages will get a knock on the door with horrible news.
Gaza too is mourning its dead. This was the funeral for Salma Abu Dhaka, a well-known Palestinian cameraman who worked for the Al Jazeera network and was killed in an Israeli drone strike. In Tel Aviv tonight, the vigil continues. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is under pressure. Israel says it needs more time to eliminate Hamas and that only military force will bring back the hostages. But many here disagree.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The 2023 Rookie Sevens kicked off on Thursday with 68 teams playing, which saw 32 under-20 teams. Starting off the rounds, knockouts were played yesterday and continue with the finals today as 24 teams compete across 6 pools for the senior men's, while 11 teams play across 3 pools for the women's division.
The rugby union field at Bava Park was filled with a cheerful crowd of friends, family and young kids and youth on their Christmas holidays packed the field to watch the Rookie 7 matches. The games began with 4 teams taking the field in their respective pools. The pool matches were completed on Friday with the top 16 teams. The senior matches were played yesterday and continue into the semi-finals and finals for all 3 divisions today.
It's all about knockout football, which is, every team have 1 game each and it's quarterfinals. And if you win today, you book yourself the semis and finals, which is happening tomorrow.
CEO Druma was also proud to announce that after 17 years since the Union League began, they have welcomed that team.
We have also the men and women team from West Papua, and we are very happy to have them participate in our tournament this year.
Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
The Governors' Cup tournament is now into its quarterfinals, with 8 games played at the Coney Tigers Oval and 8 others facilitated at the Gerahu Rugby Field.
Following last week's round-robin games, the tournament picks up momentum and of course support as it nears the festivities. Games coordinator at the Coney Tigers Oval, John Mauve, elaborates on the results for today's games.
The bottom 16 will go into the plate division so probably in the next third day or 4th day, we'll go into the knockouts.
The Cup qualifiers will play the finals at the Coney Tigers Oval, with the plate qualifiers to play at the Gerahu Rugby Field. Mauve says the grand final is expected to take place on the 29th of this month.
We're looking at 12 to 14 days to end this competition. The set date was around the 29th, so we're looking forward to that 29th of December to have the finals.
With the Governors' Cup ongoing, the selection for Port Moresby Vipers is also underway. Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Moving to overseas sports, in the English Premier League, Manchester City drew with the Palace yesterday.
City led 2-0 after goals by Jack Grealish and Rico Lewis, but Palace pulled one back within 14 minutes left to go. Michael Elise's penalty in the 95th minute then rescued a point for Palace. City's third consecutive draw at home leaves the defending champions in fourth place, 3 points behind leaders Liverpool. Elsewhere, Everton made it 4 straight wins at Downing Burnley 2-0. Newcastle thrashed Fulham 3-0 and Chelsea defeated Sheffield United 2-0.
Melbourne United has defeated the Adelaide 36ers by 11 points in the Australian National Basketball League yesterday.
United's Joel Awul-Achul had 15 points and 12 rebounds, and captain Chris Goulding scored 15 points. For Adelaide's DJ Vasiljevic had 23 points and 6 assists, but his side remain on the bottom of the ladder with just 4 wins from 15 games. The 107 points to 96 victory consolidates top spot on the table for Melbourne.
Yeah, I mean, Adelaide came out to play. Obviously, you know, they've been working hard, and yeah, just happy to come out with the win. We knew it was going to be tough and physical, and you know, it was close, but we got the job done.
Australia is in a commanding position heading into day 4 of the first cricket test match against Pakistan in Perth.
The hosts lost 2 for 5 when David Warner fell for a duck and Marnus Labuschagne for 2 before vice-captain Steve Smith and Usman Khawaja guided Australia to 2 for 84. Khawaja will resume on 34 not out while Smith is unbeaten on 43. The tourists were dismissed for 271 after Australia made 487 in its first session, while Nathan Lyon claimed his 499th test wicket.
That ends True Kai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus. With you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Daru, cloudy with few showers. Kerama, mostly cloudy with few showers. Alotau, partly cloudy with few showers. Pobondeta, mostly cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorms. Looking at the Momasa region, Ley City, partly cloudy with few showers. Madang, Wewak and Vanimo, partly cloudy with a shower or 2. Looking at the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, partly cloudy with few showers. Keveng, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopan Rabaul, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Buka, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Looking at the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, cloudy periods with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka and Kundiawa, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi and Wabeg, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Looking at the small ships forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerama to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samari Islands sees 1 to 1.5 meters, increasing to 2.5 to 3 meters. Waters of Samari Island to Cape Vogel to eastern and western Milenvi Islands sees 0.5 to 1 meters. Waters of north of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finschhafen sees 0.5 to 1 meter. Waters of Finschhafen through VTS Dampier Strait to Siasi Long Islands sees 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Long Island to Madang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border sees 0.5 to 1 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands sees 0.5 to 1 meter. Waters of East and West New Britain to New Ireland sees 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Bougainville sees 0.5 to 1 meters. Looking at the ocean forecast, coral seas slight to moderate, northwest to northeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Looking at the Solomon Sea, slight, southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea, smooth to slight, northwest to northerly winds of 0.5 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean, slight, north to northwest winds of 10 to 15 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Sunday, the 17th of December, 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.